Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 action thriller, The Ice Road, a film that is written and directed by Jonathan Hensley, and it stars Liam Neeson, Marcus Thomas, Lawrence Fishburne, and Holt McCallany. Now, this is another one of those Liam Neeson action thrillers. He churns them out like nobody's business, Um, and what is this one about? Well, this one focuses on uh, there's a mine that collapses in northern Canada, there's a crisis then because what they need to do is to get some equipment to this mine to rescue these workers so they can get the vital air that they need. However, it's a treacherous drive. So Lawrence Fishburne puts a team together of skilled ice road truckers. Essentially, there's three trucks. There's Lawrence Fishburne's truck, Liam Neeson's truck, and he's got his brother along, Liam Neeson, who's a mechanic, and another truck as well. And they all carry the same cargo, and it's vital equipment to save these miners. They head off to try and save the miners. However, as you can imagine, things don't go particularly well. There's an evil corporation that may just not want these miners saving, and do try and stop Liam Neeson and his team getting up there. Right, what are my thoughts on The Ice Road? Well, I think probably like many of you, when you either heard about this film, saw the trailer, or even knew it existed, we all probably sat collectively and rolled our eyes. These watchable, churned out action thrillers that he keeps giving us, Liam Neeson, some of them are good, some of them are surprisingly good. I think the last two I watched were just fairly bang average, really. The Marksman and Honest Thief were okay, they're watchable, but not memorable. And this, unfortunately, falls into a very, very similar category as to his recent outings. It's a decent idea. It's something a little bit different. Executed reasonably well, I guess. Like I say, it's certainly watchable with interesting and decent performances. It's just executed as well, fairly predictably. It kind of follows similar tropes as to what you would expect in a film like this. It focuses a little bit on these miners that are trapped underneath, and they've got their own problems, to deal with. That, to be honest, I think the Holt McCallany's character, Lampard, who's one of the miners stuck beneath this thing, I think they could have focused on those characters a little bit more. I mean, the troubles that they had down there to try and survive, and there's at one point there's a debate on, if some of them didn't make it out, they'd have more oxygen to last longer, and I would have preferred to see some more of that. The actual journey when it started out was pretty good. Anyone that's watched the show Ice Road Truckers and things like that will probably relate to aspects of this film. There was an exciting sequence where the ice starts breaking and all this kind of stuff while these trucks are going along them, and tragedy strikes and stuff like that. And there are a couple of edge of seat moments, and filmed particularly well. And the cinematography at times in this film was particularly good. It's just, as usual, you get this drawn out trope that we see in films like this. Evil corporations don't want this to happen for, money, and they're evil. So they try and, prevent them from getting there. I mean, it's just unbelievable. What sort of company would A, kill a load of miners, and B, kill a load of people delivering equipment to, just for the sake of money and insurance and all this kind of stuff? It's just twaddle, you know what I mean? That side of the film didn't work at all for me. I get that they wanted to add a little bit more threat, but I think if they'd have thought the film out a little bit better, the actual journey itself could have been the interesting part of this film, and a real fight for survival in the elements, trucks and humanity, solving problems using your brains. And it would have been nice to maybe focus really, really heavily on that, on not the evil corporation is going to stop you type of story that they went with. For me, it was he's tired and overused, that story, and I think this film probably could have been better if they'd have ignored that and, like I say, just focused on the elements and, the fight for survival to get this equipment to the mine before the miners die. That, for me, would have worked better than what they actually gave us. But, it's disposable, watchable, fun, I guess. It's definitely not going to be up there in regards to people's favourites in regards to Liam Neeson. He probably needs to maybe move on and do something a little bit different. But yeah, the Ice Road. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Certainly watchable, some good ideas going on, some nice cinematography, decent performances. But other than that, there's a lot of it that will just probably feel like, treading similar ground than what we've seen before in his recent films. So that has been my review for The Ice Road. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with plenty more reviews on the channel very, very soon.